And we've got...
Hey, Kevin.
Great stuff as always, DA. Thanks. And let's check out the injury report. 5 players unavailable tonight.
5 players unavailable tonight. A lot of minutes and shots to go around.
So the next starting 5. We've got DeAndre Jordan. Irving is out there with Harden. Then it's Joe Harris. And it's Green in at the power forward. And for the Clippers, they've got Jackson. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Harris drives in. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. Lots of speed and athleticism on the floor tonight, Brent. What do you think could determine the outcome?
Well, if guys are going to play fast, Kevin, and guys are going to be up in the air, it's going to come down to very solid decision-making to see who it is that separates themselves in this one.
Harden with it. Pass to Irving. Lets it go from deep. Bangs home the trifecta.
Such a remarkable scorer. Kyrie has such a quick trigger. The D has no chance there.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. It's good.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
And here's Harden. Outside Irving. Tries from 10. And the rejection by Zubac. It's good. For Los Angeles, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. George looking around. Passes it to Leonard. Takes the 3. And another 3 for the Clippers.
Well, they can't miss. 4 for 4 and warming up the burner.
And the Croatian big man, Ivica Zubac, a big hip-hop fan. His teammates call him Zupac.
It's amazing that he was traded from the Lakers to the Clippers, so still home games here at Staples Center.
Clippers have gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. George against Irving. Outside, George. And yes, it's good. George has got 5.
Think back to when Paul George entered the league in the 2010-11 season for the Indiana Pacers, a skinny kid. Not so much anymore.
Now, here is Irving. He's got 6. Back to Harden. The Nets working the ball around now. That doesn't go in either for Irving. George with the ball. He's picked up by Irving. Jackson in the corner. Outside, George. Knocks it loose. Zubac against Harden. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Yeah, I love watching Harden be aggressive inside. One of the most efficient scorers in our game.
Here's George. Knocks down the step-back J. He has 7.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Now, here is Harden. It's good.
And I love seeing Harden get room to shoot from that mid-range position, an effective scorer in that area.
High post, Zubac. And Leonard has it in the corner. A 3-pointer off the mark. And so Green will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Kicks it out to Harden. For 3, Harris. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 3 assists in the game. Clippers trail by 3. There's 45 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Zubac outside for George. From deep, an absolute pound from 3-point range. George has got a pair of 3s now in the first quarter for Los Angeles. Harden outside. And the pass to Irving. 20 seconds left here in the opening quarter. The three. And Harden with the basket on the assist by Irving. Harden's got 7.
And Kyrie doing a good job of just setting everybody up, making sure there's a great pace and tempo to each possession offensively.
Pass to George. The three. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitiveness.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point.
He made it! He gets it to go! Wow!
Oh, beats the buzzer from way down court. These fans are stunned.
James Harden getting it done for Brooklyn. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Working the offensive glass that sometimes comes from predictable shots from your offense, and they've been opportunistic here.
And a moment now to reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Setting the floor for the Nets. Brown out there with Harden. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Griffin. And it's Claxton in at the 4-man position. Morris doesn't go for him. So Brooklyn will take it the other way.
And Marcus Morris has raised some eyebrows in the last couple of years. Just
whoa!
Yikes.
I mean, that's a rugged play.
Gracious. And how's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway.
The most magnificent alley-oop we could have seen. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Boy, your alma mater, UNLV, Greg, has produced some great NBA players over the years. I mean, so many great names.
No doubt about it. Listen, I got a special place in my heart for my former teammates Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon.
Right.
But also guys like Sean Marion. You go back to Reggie Diaz, who was a tremendous player. And right now in the league, you got Kim Birch, dunk champ Derrick Jones, and up-and-comer in Christian Wood.
Good mentions. And it's Aldridge missing.
He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense not really a factor.
That is good. And the Nets lead is cut down to just 3 on the basket from Mann. Brooklyn's gone a terrific 5 of 6 from beyond the arc in this game. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. To the left side wing. 6 on the shot clock. Harden against Rondo. Harden, that's good.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Now here's Rondo. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Now you can't leave someone open around Rondo. He'll find them.
Harden against Rondo. Double team on Aldridge. Rondo with the steal. Here's Patterson, and he comes up with the deuce.
Just great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and then trigger the fast break.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. To the paint. And Griffin with the score. The assist from Harden. Griffin's got 4 this quarter.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Rondo passes to Kennard. Over to the left wing. Shoots over Griffin. Brooklyn with the rebound.
Shot didn't fall, but that play worked well to get a good look at the basket.
Yeah, an efficient offensive possession. They found the look that they wanted, just didn't go in.
Here's Claxton, covered by Morris, and the basket by Harden.
What a performance on the offensive end. He's making the defenders pay right now for all of the mistakes they're making.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Outside Rondo, pass to Kennard. Back to Rondo, over Harden. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Brooklyn leading by 5. Brown outside. Passes it to Griffin. And here is Aldridge. Patterson defending. Aldridge against Patterson. The fader. Again, the Nets for 2.
So smooth in the mid-range as a big. LaMarcus Aldridge is a great shooter.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
The pass to Kennard. Outside Rondo. Patterson down low. Aldridge is covering.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Griffin kicks to Harden. Lets it go from the wing. Second chance shot. Got it off in time. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game. James Harden was the man in the first. He had 14 points and 5 assists. And
we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Jackson in at the point. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. Stolen by Jackson. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back. And it's George finishing it off.
Yeah, which ways tonight has Paul George not made an impact in this game? A one-man wrecking crew.
Outside Irving. Batum with the steal. In the corner, George with it. Count it. Good. George has got 17.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
You think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor. I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
Shot clock at 5. Here's Batum. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
A good jumper with long arms, and it's that size that LaMarcus knows all that well. Doesn't want to give up any easy baskets.
For the lead, and there's George. That's good on the assist by Batum. And that's now 19 points for George. Irving looking over the floor. Pass to Griffin to the left wing. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. And Kyrie Irving gets the 3. 9 points in the game so far.
Trying to find that consistency from distance that's stretching out the defense, and that's why Kyrie always has an available driving lane.
Outside, George. Leonard on the wing. 5 on the clock. Over Griffin. Again, Los Angeles.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for Brooklyn. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Griffin kicks to Irving. No one near him. And it's good off the back rim and in. And the Nets lead by 2.
Yeah, that's the kind of passing that opens up the eyes to Blake Griffin's overall talent.
George passes to Leonard. Launches it. It's hauled in by Claxton.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Brown the pass to Irving. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Irving's got 14 points. Reggie, we hear this a lot. It's almost too popular now to say good offense beats good defense. Being a defensive-minded player yourself, do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely, Kevin. And the thing is, in today's game, when I played, there was an era, you could hold teams in the 80s and 90s. You could go a quarter and keep them at 12, 15 points. You can't do that now. It's different. You've got to be able to win stretches of 2 and 3 minutes. And honestly, you're right. The offense does dictate far more, but it doesn't discount the importance of defense. And if you still look at the reigning champs and the teams that have won titles recently, that's still one area that they're consistent in is their defensive approach.
Brown the pass to Claxton. And that one, good.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
At least in the second half they have been. The first half wasn't played anywhere near this intense.
And George kicks to Batum. Fires for 3. Rebound, Brooklyn. Claxton's got his 4th rebound in this one. Outside Irving. Pass to Claxton. Right side Aldridge. With the fadeaway. And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Passes to Leonard. That ball's nice speed that time from George. George has got 3 assists in the game. Nets leading by 5. Outside Irving. And there's the pass to Claxton. Comes up empty down low. And that does it for the 3rd quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the 4th quarter. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the 4th quarter could have even more action in store for us. So for Brooklyn now, we've got Green. Harden out there with Kyrie Irving. Then it's Joe Harris. And it's Jordan in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Green finds Jordan. Shooting foul. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in air. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
Guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
They kick it out to Green. In the corner, Harden. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. And the Nets lead by 2.
Well, clock winding down, none better than Harden at getting buckets in a hurry.
Here's Rondo. He gets that one.
Yeah, that's careless defense, though. I mean, he's one player you can ill afford to let run free. He just loves to be a money player in the fourth quarter.
On the wing, Harris. In the corner, Irving with it. 17-foot shot on the way. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
Nice mid-range, Jay. Automatic, it looks like, for Kyrie Irving right now.
It's George on the wing. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. George has got 16 here in the second half. George against Harden. He kicks to Irving. Feeds it to Jordan. The shot's good.
A big problem in the paint, really. This is the only area that DeAndre Jordan is going to score from.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. And the shot goes down. There is just no way to tell who is going to pull this one out.
When you've had this many lead changes, you're looking to see which one of those plays is going to be a momentum swinger.
Outside Irving. The Nets working the ball around now. Harden dishes to Harris. Harden scanning the floor. Another shot, and Jordan with the layup. Jordan's got 4 this quarter.
DeAndre Jordan has seen these moments before. Not usually the guy called upon, but, man, delivering in a big spot.
Rondo on top, guarded by Harden. And he hits it and gets hacked. And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. We'll have to now review the personal foul in question.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Back to Harden. Los Angeles leading by 3. Leonard on the wing. There's 57 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And George, here we go. And Jordan sends it back.
You can't just throw up stuff like that with DeAndre Jordan lurking around.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the board.
Stick with fundamentals there. Shot goes up, box out, or he'll destroy you.
This could be a turning point.
Critical possession right here.
It's George on the wing. Nobody near Leonard. That falls. Nice feed that time from Jordan. Leonard's got the lead up to 6 now for Los Angeles. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. And here's Harden for 3. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers.
No time to waste on this possession.
Time is not on their side right now. They're aware.
Good.
Well, Kyrie's resume in these kind of moments is full.
Outside, George. From deep three-point range. Got it.
You just don't realize how difficult.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. There's the 5. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Middleton in at the 3. And for the Clippers, they got Jackson. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. And it's Leonard in at the small forward position. And that one's good, George. Well, Greg, fans and players alike are excited for tonight. This is just not another game on the schedule.
Clash of the Titans in this one. This will be a great test for both teams.
And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game.
And that's a quick foul for him there. Looks like the refs are going to call this one pretty close.
Middleton finds Lopez. Back to Middleton. And Zubac with the block. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. Just 5 to shoot. Floats one.
This guy is a perennial all-defensive team member. The wingspan, a problem for offensive players.
And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. On the wing, George. Defended by DiVincenzo. On the wing, Jackson. Puts it up from 15. Offensive rebound. Zubac. Batum wide open. He fires. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. DiVincenzo against George. A shot by Middleton. Wide open. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, this team likes to see Lopez working hard on the glass. That's a part of his game he must continue to improve upon.
Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. The 3 from George. That one no good. And Milwaukee the other way now. Down low, Leonard with the steal. And George kicks to Zubac. Outside for George. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Well, you have to respect the focus of Paul George, not letting the defense alter his shot.
Now Holiday. Pass to DiVincenzo. Back to Holiday. Middleton left side. The kick out to Holiday. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
Oh, a nifty finisher. You didn't think Holiday would back down inside, did you?
On the wing, Batum. George, that's a two-pointer. That doesn't go either for George.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. The Bucks also changing it up. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Lopez. Pat Connaughton comes in for Chris Middleton. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Dante DiVincenzo.
And really, the ceiling for Antetokounmpo is limitless. I mean, he has the potential to be a Hall of Famer one day.
Now here's Rondo. He dishes it to Morris. Shoots over Tucker, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
Marcus Morris money in the mid-range.
1:52 left to play in the first quarter. And stolen by Patterson. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Ahead. Mann passes to Patterson. Here's Kennard. Giannis grabs the miss.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And Giannis throws it down.
And that move has become second nature for Giannis. Once he establishes position, game over.
Holiday against Rondo. Here's Mann. Can't hit that one. The Bucks go the other way with it. And so Milwaukee again turning it over. Bobby Portis is checked in for the Bucks. Clippers trail by 3. Right side, Rondo. Here's Mann, defended by Portis. Mann gets the bucket.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Well, he's attacking, he's forcing the issue, and that's simply stated a terrific play.
Here's Connaughton, still looking for his first bucket in this one. Portis trying to free himself. Count that one.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Now here's Rondo. 30 seconds left to play here in the first. He can't get that one to fall. Good D by Holiday. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Bucks leading by 3. Holiday surveying the floor. Banked in off the glass.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
And he hits the buzzer beater.
And give him credit. Good awareness.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Bucks lead by 3. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the... All part of the process of achieving greatness.
Yeah, and most guys have had to go through it. MJ, LeBron, leading a team to a championship rarely happens early on.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And look what we've seen from Milwaukee. What do you think, guys?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
They've got Patrick Patterson. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Kennard in at the shooting guard position. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. Greg, as a point guard, what is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot. And, you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, it is really paramount.
Nobody near George. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. George has got 7 points.
Well, the three-point shooting of Paul George is an important attribute. Because he can put it on the deck, he's got to balance it with that kind of look right there.
Connaughton kicks to Portis. DiVincenzo passes to Middleton for 3. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Outside, George. Here's Leonard. Outside for George. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. 9 points in the game so far.
Well, you love how Paul George gets his feet under him first on these catch and shoot. His pre-shot routine is so important.
Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. Here's Connaughton. Middleton against Leonard. Middleton the pass to Connaughton. Back to Middleton. No good with the triple.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
DiVincenzo passes to Portis. Back to DiVincenzo. Portis trying to free himself, and the Bucks miss again. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And Kawhi Leonard with a very analytical approach, Doris, to the game. Studies angles, movement, trying to groove in on perfect mechanics. I mean, he does it all.
Yeah, Kev, that goes back to his favorite high school subject, which was math. And think about how precisely he has built his game. He started at the free throw line, then went to the low post, and now has added the range game. Very analytic approach.
Rondo against DiVincenzo. To halt the run. It doesn't go for him. The Clippers go the other way with it. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
And the Clippers making a change here. Jackson's checked in. Antetokounmpo's checked in for Milwaukee. Holiday comes in for Pat Connaughton. George passes to Zubac. Leonard on the wing, defended by Middleton. A baseline jam. DiVincenzo with the rebound.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
No good on the triple. Clippers leading by 4. Inside, it's Solomon to Antetokounmpo. And now the fast break. Middleton with the ball. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
Bucks trail by 4. DiVincenzo gets the bucket. DiVincenzo's got his first points in this one.
And it really helps their team so much with Middleton's passing with effectiveness. And it helps him out as a scorer. He's that much harder to defend.
From deep, George gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5-for-8 clip.
That's the second long-range bomb in the quarter after a slow first period. He is on a roll.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Antetokounmpo kicks to DiVincenzo. At Giannis. Trying to get open is Lopez. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from Antetokounmpo. Here's Jackson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. 2 on the clock. Up again. Planks the putback jam. Paul George.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He had 12 points, 2 rebounds, and that should do.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. It's been one outstanding game from George.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And one of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Tucker in at the 3. The shot by George, no good.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
The kick out to Holiday. The Bucks working the ball around. Jackson comes over with the double. The pass to DiVincenzo. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. The Clippers in the lead. George looking over the floor. Pass to Batum. And there's the feed to George. On the wing, Batum. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. 4 on the shot clock. Zubac trying to break loose. Here's Milwaukee now. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. Lopez passes to DiVincenzo. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Greg, as a point guard, you must have had so much fun being surrounded by so much terrific talent at UNLV.
You know, Larry Johnson, Stacey Augmon, I mean, I could go on. And you're right, I was blessed to play alongside these guys. They were incredible talents, finishers. And, you know, you don't always appreciate...
Oh, what a dunk! Look out below! You know, Paul George is an exceptional athlete and demonstrating his insane dunking skills there. Get this guy in the dunk competition.
Here's Holiday, and it's sent back by George. They get it back. Tries again. They get it back, and Tucker has it in the corner. Poked loose, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
But a really good read on his part, being disruptive at the defensive end right now.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. The Bucks also changing it up. Pat Connaughton comes in for Brook Lopez. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Dante DiVincenzo. Here's George. And the rejection by Giannis. Connaughton kicks to Giannis. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Clippers trail by 3. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Rondo passes to Patterson. Back to Rondo. Lets the 3 fly. Kennard. It's good on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Holiday against Rondo. And Holiday kicks to Antetokounmpo. Passes it to Portis. Giannis inside. Patterson defending. And Antetokounmpo gets it to go.
And I really marvel at the touch of Antetokounmpo for his size and physique. That's incredible.
Rondo passes to Kennard. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Kennard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Here's Holiday. Lays it up off the glass.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
And so it's Rondo bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Rebounded by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's got his 7th rebound here tonight. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's his first foul. Zubac is checked in for Luke Kennard. And Milwaukee with a change here too. Chris Middleton's checked in for Pat Connaughton. Middleton the pass to Portis. Back to Middleton. Portis in the post. Morris is there. Portis in the post. Covered by Morris. Nice shot by Portis. Portis has got the lead up to 5 now for Milwaukee. Rondo with the ball. 41 seconds left here in the third quarter. Pass to Zubac. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And when you're open, Rondo finds you. Always has his head on a swivel.
The Clippers have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. The free throw drops for Zubac. 35 seconds left to play in the third. Antetokounmpo looking it over. Kicks it down to Middleton. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And just about every one of Middleton's shots is a smart one. Even from mid-range, he's not going to force anything.
Here's Rondo. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Bobby Portis. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. First one falls for him.
And there's no denying that Rondo is a wizard with the ball. Exceptional at exploiting holes in the defense.
Here is Forbes. Lobbed up there for Lopez. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
All you have to do is throw it up. Then Brook Lopez so tall that he'll take care of the rest.
The third quarter comes to a close. Bucks ahead. They lead by 5. We've got more NBA basketball. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. A moment now to reset the lineups brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Batuma's out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's George in at the 2. Giannis kicks to DiVincenzo. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. He feeds it to Lopez. Stolen by Zubac. A finish. And then George with the jam.
Boy, that open look set up by Kawhi Leonard. That's probably the most underrated aspect of his game.
Now, here's Tucker, defended by George. Batum against Antetokounmpo. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. That's foul number 2 for him. Drew Holiday's checked in for P.J. Tucker. There's the pass to Jackson. Back to George. Clock at 6. To tie it up. He watches it go through the hoop for his 8th make. Now 8 for 14.
His first triple of the second half. That makes 3 for the game.
Middleton outside. Outside Holiday. Pass to Antetokounmpo. And Giannis throws it down.
Just simply overpowers the defense. Giannis flexing the muscles he's added to that near 7-foot frame.
And that one misses.
They get that one, but guys, on the night, that's been the problem, securing the ball. And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Antetokounmpo. It's good for the 7th time this game. He's shot 7. He has made 7.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Pass to Batum to take the lead. The rebound by Middleton.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. Good. And it's Giannis picking up the assist. Giannis has got 3 assists in the game. On the wing, George. Jackson looking it over. Back to George. Just 5 on the clock. Count that one. George has got 23 points.
That's what you expect from your leader. Paul George stays calm and doesn't get overwhelmed by the moment.
Antetokounmpo against Jackson. And we have an intentional foul there, G.A. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Rajon Rondo is checked in for Jackson. Giannis left side. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Clippers trail by 3. 1:30 left in the game. The 3 from George. Rebounded by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. And Giannis throws it down.
It's just hard to match up with Antetokounmpo's speed, especially in the open floor.
Now here's Rondo. Leonard on the wing. It's thrown bound to Antetokounmpo. And pushing it up, Milwaukee. The Bucks again in transition. And now they decide to foul intentionally. He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
It definitely has the respect of the locker room. Holiday is someone that players enjoy playing with.
Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Milwaukee.
And he adds to their lead with some very solid free throws.
Rondo kicks to George. From deep. Rebounded by the Bucks.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
Antetokounmpo dishes to Lopez. Pass to Middleton. Shot clock at 6. Lopez up top. Takes a 3. Middleton can't get it to go. Here's the Clippers. 7-point differential. And the Clippers miss again. And here's Giannis. And they go to the intentional foul.
And you can see where they're coming from by fouling to stop the clock, but really they're just kidding themselves.
So the first one drops, and that stretches their lead to 8. And so he drops them both. It's a 9-point ball game here.
Well, this trip to the line should seal the deal. Amazing job.
Lopez with the block.
Oh, the long arms of Brook Lopez effortlessly sends that back.
And so the Bucks take the win. A true thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it for And the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the small forward position. And for Los Angeles, they've got Batum. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. Powell with it. Terrific, talented backcourts tonight, Greg. Did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus.
His offensive skill set is off the charts. He has more than a few ways to punish you.
We played just over a minute here in the first. And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Stolen by Jackson. George with the ball. Now defended by McCollum. Leonard fires away from outside. Quick shot there, and it's off target.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Yeah, and I have too, which is why they're okay with it. I'm sure if he gets that kind of look again, he's going to let it fly again.
And that one drops.
Oh, man, and Jackson is just incredibly fast in transition. It's just the defense's worst nightmare when he's leaking out in the open floor.
Lillard with no one around. Good on the triple.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple. Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. McCollum outside. Covington passes to McCollum. Kicks it out to Lillard. 6 to shoot. And the Trailblazers, another 3. And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
And here's Leonard. After Damian Lillard was able to get the 3 to go. Leonard hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
Talk about someone who knows all the angles. Kawhi on the interior.
And so Lillard will bring it up for the Trailblazers. Out left to the wing. Back to McCollum. Batum against Covington. Now the pass to Nurkic. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Jones checked in for McCollum. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Morris looking over the floor. Pass to Kennard. Back to Morris. To the middle. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Patterson finds Morris. Out of hand on it.
We don't talk much about his defense. I mean, Kanter has been much maligned for his work at that end. But he's been making a better effort.
Back to Anthony. Kanter trying to free himself up. Outside, Jones. Pass to Anthony. Portland needs to get off a shot. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. And it's Rondo penetrating. And Jones sends it back. Anthony dishes to Cantor. Back to Anthony. Portland no good that time either.
Oh, their movement is good, and they get the ball into the right hand. Now, usually he drops those in between jumpers.
Here's Morris, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
While the shooting of Morris provides his team with is crucial, just a real valuable part of this team.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And how about a year ago? 82% on his foul shot, so he was reliable when he went to the line.
Now, his free throw shooting is something they never need to worry about. He doesn't even know how to go through a cold streak.
Powell, that's good.
Oh, I love it. He's working the ball down low. Always a good plan of attack.
Here's Rondo. No points in the game yet for him. And that's the final possession with the nice defense right there. It's all tied here in Los Angeles. And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed what it takes for you.
This game, it's...
Greg, you know this. It takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, Patrick Patterson is out there with Marcus Morris. And it's Rajon Rondo. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's man in at the 2-guard spot. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Jones, no one around him. Off target with his 3.
If you can't hit that one, your teammates are going to think twice about feeding you the next time down.
And that one, good.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Oh, you know what it is. One play at a time. That's got to be the mindset, especially in such a tight game.
Now here's Powell. That's basket number 2 with his 3rd shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
Okay, listen, you got to body him up when he's in the paint. If you play off of him, then that's just 2 easy points.
Morris outside. Goes up on the wing. Rebound by Anthony. Trailblazers have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. It's stolen by Morris. Patterson with it. Cantor covering. Passes it to Morris. Here's man. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And last year showed that there's still a place in the NBA for a guy like Melo. Mostly a mid-range shooter in the league that has turned away from that. But buckets are buckets, and Melo can still light it up. And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Norkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Carmelo Anthony. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Derek Jones. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Here's McCollum, following the score by Reggie Jackson. Here's Norkic, who's back up. No good that time. The Clippers go the other way with it, and the call will be against Jusuf Nurkic. That's his first foul. The Clippers in the lead. Well, Carmelo Anthony was out of the NBA for about a year, calendar-wise. Greg, were you surprised it took him so long to get a look and get back in the NBA?
Kevin, I wasn't shocked, but absolutely I was surprised. I mean, it was always going to take the right fit for Melo and the right team. And in this case, it was the Blazers. But Melo showed he has legs left in the league and can still be a positive.
George against McCollum. And George kicks to Leonard. At the top of the key, Batum. Leonard inside, defended by Covington, and it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Batum.
Well, when Batum spots a wide open teammate, he zips the rock to him quickly. Just exceptional vision.
The pass to Powell. Beyond the arc. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Outside, Batum. Leonard on the wing. Pass to Zubac. Nurkic with the steal. And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. There's the feed to Powell. Shakes him. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Powell's got the lead up to 3 now for Portland.
He's pulling out all the tricks this quarter. They can't figure out how to stop him.
Stolen by McCollum. Pushing it up. Here's Covington, and he uses the glass on the layup. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
High post, Zubac. Back to Jackson. Outside, George to stop the run. And that's 2 points on the layup. George has got 6.
There you see why you want the ball in Jackson's hands as much as possible. He can clearly set the table.
Lillard surveying the D. With 2 seconds left, he takes it up and lays it in. He's got 8.
I mean, it's just fun to sit back and enjoy watching him operate. And that's what it looked like the D was doing as well. They're just sitting back.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the 3rd quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. The period wrapped up with the teams on level ground and the score tied. They'll be feeling good. And that should do.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, there's still power will always play a role, especially when you can add in quickness and athleticism. And I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category. And a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well.
On the floor for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot. McCollum up top, defended by George. McCollum kicks to Nurkic. McCollum left side. Nurkic. There's Nurkic putting it right back in. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
And good luck trying to keep Nurkic off the glass. I mean, using his brute strength well on the offensive boards.
George passes to Leonard. And the rebound by Nurkic. Portland leading by 5. McCollum kicks to Powell. Goes up at the stripe. It's hauled in by Zubac.
He's as surprised as anyone with that miss. When he's left alone like that, you can usually count it.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Here is Lillard. He delivers that with force.
I cannot believe that. Oh, it's easy to forget about Lillard's hops. I mean, this guy has some sick dunks up his sleeve.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Enes Kanter's checked in for Robert Covington. Jones comes in for Norman Powell, and it's Simons in for McCullough. And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for the Portland Trail Blazers. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. Pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. 6 on the shot clock. Floats it up there for Nurkic.
That's how to make things look easy for a teammate. I mean, you make passes like that one from Lillard, crazy.
Rondo against Lillard. It's stolen by Jones. And now Portland on the break. Here's Simons. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. And now a 10-point Trailblazer lead.
Agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
Count it. Rondo's got his first 2 points.
Well, for a point guard, despite shaky range, Rondo has a pretty good field goal percentage for his career. A lot of that is shot selection.
Lillard dishes to Jones. We've got 1:55 left in the third quarter of the game. Clock at 6. Here's Simons. He kicks it to Nurkic. Cantor trying to free himself up. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Clippers trail by 10. To the wing right side. Here's Mann to the inside. Here's Patterson. Makes it off the glass.
Nice pass. I mean, putting in work on the interior. Gotta love it.
There's 1:17 left in the third. Jones, the pass to Lillard. Feeds it to Cantor. Fades away. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Morris inside. And Morris throws it down.
Morris really rises up for these jams, leaving no mistake as he finishes with authority.
Lillard outside. Outside, Jones. Tipped away. It's stolen by Morris. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Kennard kicks to Patterson. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And Jones sends it back. Right wing. Here's Simon. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Realizing when the defenders have overcommitted, like how Nurkic looks to hit the open man.
Now here's Rondo. Shoots over Lillard, and no luck with that time on the buzzer beater.
You got to appreciate watching Lillard give his all on D, showing the real.
And we've reached the end of the third. Trailblazers out in front, up 8. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
How about the unselfishness? Night in and night out, we see guys trying to force their own agenda. Not that time.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Batuma's out there with Ivica Zubats. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Leonard in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Passes it to Little. Here's Simons. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Clippers trail by 6. George looking over the floor. Redishes it to Leonard. Back to George. Plenty of space. And it comes off the front of the rim.
And they continue to control the glass.
They grab their own miss. Cantor, the pass to Simons. And he makes that one. And the Trailblazers lead by 8.
This is the kind of ball movement they want to get from Cantor. Scan the floor, and when you spot the open man, get it to him.
Now the pass to Jackson. And here is Zubac. And the bucket is good. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
George with the ball. He's picked up by Little.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Anthony against Jackson. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. Outside, Covington. 5 to shoot. Lillard attacking. Here's Anthony. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got 3 assists in the game. Covington with the steal. The tray. And that one is off. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Down low. Here's Leonard. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
Yeah, but defensively, neither side has been able to adjust, and that's reflected in the score.
Covington dishes to Lillard. Kicks it out to Covington. That 3 off the mark. Clippers trail by 8. Pulls up. High post. And the shot no good. A bit short. Pass to Pop. Now Lillard. Look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. And so it's Leonard with it. They'll bring it up for the Clippers. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. The drive by Jackson. Fades. Pass to Leonard. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Now, here's Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Nothing soft about the putback there.
And why chance it, right? Take the dunk if you've got it.
Yeah, guys, but where was the box out? No excuse letting him roam that freely on the glass.
Lillard left side. The dish to Anthony. And Lillard gets the foul. It's Powell on the wing. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Cantor, he's checked in for Portland. The Clippers have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Outside, George. From the arc. Rebounded by Covington. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That is his first foul of the game. And here's Portland. 6-point lead. Covington wide open. He fires. Gets the 3-pointer to fall.
You can't be too far off Covington. He's skilled at sizing up the defense and firing once he gets it.
George, no good. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. Stolen by Zubac. Outside, George. 3-pointer. And it's Portland with the rebound. To the paint. And Portland turns it over again.
I mean, come on, fellas. Keep your head in the game. I mean, that pass should have been basic.
Here's Mann from downtown. Off target with that shot. And so it's Portland winning this one. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile. Traffic in New York City making it. Quite a few injuries here between the two teams. 5 players out tonight.
5 players unavailable tonight. A lot of minutes and shots to go around.
And the Clippers starting 5. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Batuma's out there with Ivica Zubac. And there's Jackson. And it's George in at the 2-guard spot. And for Brooklyn, Harden out there with Irving. Then there's Harris. And it's Green. And it's Jordan in at the 5. And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Jordan the pass to Harden. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around. Deep edges tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
All set. Here's Jackson, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Jackson passes to Zubac, and stolen by Jordan. And Zubac picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Harden outside. Passes it to Irving. Back to Harden. Irving looking over the floor, over George.
Well, that long reach of Paul George's really bothers shooters. He is one of the best two-way players we have in the association.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
The Nets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Harden dishes to Harris. And there's the pass to Irving. Paul George with the steal. And now here's Batum, the fast break opportunity. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
You know, Batum is not just a scorer. He's a really good all-around player, very effective at finding the open man, too.
The Clippers shooting their first free throw of the game here.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throw.
And here's Harden for 3. A shot off that time, so Los Angeles will take it the other way. And it's Leonard, that time on the assist by Batum. Batum's got 3 assists in the game. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Here's Harden. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
I really appreciate how Harden handles contact, staying in control of his body, and tremendous balance.
George against Irving. George with the bucket. George has got 5 now.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Batum leading the charge. Leonard, the pass to Zubac. Kicks it out to Leonard. This one for 3. No good on that one. And Brooklyn will come the other way. A nice shot by Irving. Irving's got his second basket of the game.
Hey, the skills of Kyrie are obvious, but what isn't so obvious is his underestimated strength.
Here's George, and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Irving finds Harris, and it's sent back by Leonard.
And a sensational individual defender. Leonard will lock you down. Rejections are just part of the package he brings on the defensive end. Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Here is Harden. Paul George making his last shot from deep. The shot will not fall.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. He's got 9.
Well, he's just zoned in. I mean, in most cases, taking quality shots very much within the flow of the offense.
Irving. The shot is good, and so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4.
Tell you what, he's 3 of 4 now. Looks like his game's on offensively.
Harden against Jackson. Pass to Zubac. Outside, Batum. Now George.
Wow, I'm surprised. I thought that was definitely automatic.
Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so 1 free throw coming up.
Boy, he's got outstanding balance. Kyrie Irving is so good at converting through contact. For a little guy, he's one of the best I've seen.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Jordan. Blake Griffin comes in for Green. Luwawu is checked in for Harris. And it's Johnson in for James Harden. And the wide open shot from Morris. Off target from 3-point range. Here's Griffin. That's in there. Johnson with the assist.
And just the sheer power of Griffin. One of the best finishers in the league after contact.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the LA Clippers. He finishes with... And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition
at every opportunity.
Yeah, I like the way they play. They're looking to get up and down the court every time. Racehorse basketball here tonight. Strap it up. Don't look down. You'll miss something.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. Setting the floor for the Nets. We've got Brown. He's out there with Kyrie Irving. Aldridge out there with Griffin. And it's Claxton in at the four-man position.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
Irving can't get it to go. The Clippers in the lead. Here's Mann. Sinks that one from the post.
Hey, you can't forget about this now. Rondo's averaged double-digit assists multiple seasons. As good a passer as any in this league.
And Clark, although he's not the force he once was on the floor, Rajon Rondo still can give you strong minutes in bursts.
Greg, I tell you what, I love watching this guy work. I know his double-digit assist days are long in his rearview mirror, but this dude still knows how to run a team, and he is ideal for leading your second unit because he's an orchestrator, a facilitator, a playmaker, and guys love playing with him. You can just feel how guys enjoy playing with Rondo running the show.
Luwawu Cabarrot, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Nets trail by 6. Outside Irving. Wide open shot is on the money. Irving's got 11.
I think Kyrie is really frustrating for the defense because he makes it look so easy and his shot is so natural.
Kennard, the pass to Rondo. Kennard against Griffin. Kennard's shot is off.
It does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
With the floater, Luwawu's shot is off. Clippers leading by 4. Patterson can't get it to go.
You know, you don't always get that opportunity, so those are the ones you hate to miss.
Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. What's up? Oh, my word. I shouldn't be amazed anymore when Griffin pulls off a dunk like that, but I always seem to be. The man has some unreal moves above the rim.
And the Nets making a change here. Johnson's checked in. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for the Clippers. Morris kicks to Leonard. Lays it up and banks it in. 6 points for him.
Talk about someone who knows all the angles. Kawhi on the interior.
Johnson surveying the floor. Outside for Griffin. Claxton the pass to Luwawu. Just 5 on the clock. Aldridge trying to break free. Claxton with the bucket. Claxton's got 4 points this quarter. Well, it seems like every year, Greg, we see some incredible new players come to the NBA, and they are welcome with open arms. Their style of play is so terrific.
No doubt about it. You know, guys like Ja Morant, I think he's got a chance to be one of the greats. And any list about the future of the NBA has to include Luka Doncic. I don't know if there's a better basketball talent than that young man. And, you know, let's not forget about Devin Booker out in Phoenix as well. A terrific, terrific player.
3 terrific kids, you're right. And the Clippers making a change here. Zubac is checked in for Patterson. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Paul George is checked in for Luke Kennard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Throws it up high. Jackson dishes to Batum. Here's Leonard. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Griffin with the steal. And it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Griffin. .114 left in the first half. The shot by George. Wide open. Misses the 3. And here's Griffin. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Trailing by 2.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
George looking around. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on LaMarcus Aldridge. For Los Angeles, they have shot just 1 free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game.
And, you know, the versatile George does so many things well. A high-octane player who I think gives you intensity at both ends of the court.
A platoon swap here for Brooklyn. Harden outside. Pass to Green. Inside. From past the arc. Harden can't hit. For Los Angeles, they've gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told.
I tell you what, mind-blowing experience when you look at Paul George as a dunker. This guy makes alley-oops look easy.
The three from Harden. That one doesn't drop. And George, here we go. Basket good. And it's a 6-point Clipper lead.
Solid poise from PG, Paul George. Excellent at converting despite getting hit on the drive.
Harden's shot is good.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even back. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see an outstanding first quarter for Paul George. He ended up with 15 points. Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. It's been one outstanding game from George.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's George in at the shooting guard.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Here's Harden. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And the league's preeminent practitioner of the step-back threes, James Harden, is as good as it gets. And, you know, like the skyhook, an unguardable shot. And paired with his dribble drive, a two-move torture chamber.
Jackson kicks to Zubac. Leonard on the wing. He's covered by Irving. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And then Leonard enjoys jamming it home. Got to keep him as far away from the hoop as possible.
And thanks to that step back, Harden already the all-time leader in unassisted three-point shots.
And not to mention 4-point plays. And up until recently, teams built elaborate offenses to create their three-point looks. Harden the first to do it one-on-one with volume and efficiency.
And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. The Clippers shooting their fourth shot at the foul line here. And the technical free throw is good. Luwawu Cabarrot, he's checked in for Irving. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jackson. And here's Harris from the arc. They get it back.
Boy, fighting to keep that play alive. Beautiful tip in there.
Los Angeles leading by 4. On the wing, Morris. Here's Rondo. And the basket is good.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. They get the rebound. A second chance effort. Jordan's shot is off. The Clippers have gone 3 or 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Wasted no time on that one. And now an 8-point Clipper lead.
Oh, wow. 4 or 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
Harden the pass to Harris. Looking to get it going. And it's Jordan with the jam.
Well, I like how Jordan embraces his role on this team. I mean, it's all about rebounding and putbacks for him at the offensive end.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. Greg, you're the all-time assist leader for the Big West Conference. In that frame, talk about some of the traits that make for a good floor general, a good point guard, a good facilitator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to be a leader because that's what the position calls for. Unselfishness, instincts, that stuff matters. But ultimately, your teammates got to feel like you play for them. And that's when you have a chance as a team to be special.
I'm assuming you've always been like that. Am I correct?
No, that is not
really?
true.
Wow.
I evolved into a leader. In all seriousness, I think some guys are natural. Others, like myself, had to evolve into it.
The Nets making a switch here. Irving's checked in. Los Angeles leading by 6. Passes to Oturu. We've got 1:55 left in the third quarter. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Irving attacking. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
That free throw good from Kyrie Irving.
Hard to keep up with Irving. I mean, this guy knows how to get to the line. He's a multi-dimensional scorer, always attacking.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Here's Oturu, guarded by Jordan. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the basket by Oturu. Oturu's got his first basket.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Irving for 3. Shot clock reset for the Nets. And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. 7-point differential. Here's Oturu, and a missed layup. For Brooklyn, they've gone a somewhat subpar 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. The Clippers have gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. Lob pass to George, an emphatic alley-oop jam.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Well, I tell you what, they've got this team just a step away from being completely sleep.
Kennard for 3. It's hauled in by Perry. And here we go. Always going up for the alley-oop here. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Griffin. Now here's Rondo. Here's George. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the... And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. We've got Harden, Aldridge out there with Griffin. Then there's Brown, and it's Perry in at the small forward. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. To the middle. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Jackson.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Nets trail by 9. Harden outside. Outside Aldridge. Shoots over Zubac. Out of bounds. The Clippers take possession. Harris is checked in for Brooklyn. Los Angeles leading by 9. And here's Jackson out to the wing. Outside Leonard. Man, great positioning on the putback. Man's got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
It's Harden with the drive. Yes, that goes in.
You know, we talk about Harden's skill set, which is superb, but there's no quit in this guy. He's got a great competitive spirit. And even when you bang him and bump into him, he just muscles through that and says, play on.
The Clippers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Jackson passes to Zubac. Back to Jackson. Here's Mann to the paint. Here's Zubac. It's hauled in by Bryant. Harden against Jackson. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Jeff Green is checked in for Blake Griffin. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Tyronn Lue as he talked with the team. He said...
And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Irving's checked in for Brooklyn.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Here's the pass to Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
An elite score, demonstrating once again how fast he can fill it up.
And on the way from Irving for three, it's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 5th rebound in this one. Leonard draws the double. Batum wide open. He fires. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Batum's got his first 3 points of the game. Greg, you were drafted 12th overall by the New York Knicks and then 2nd overall by the Grizzlies in the expansion draft. So you've had a very unique view of being in that position in 2 different settings.
Yeah, I mean, 2 very different cities, but really each beautiful in its own way. The New York draft, obviously coming out of college, that was like a dream come true to go and play for Pat Riley and then get the opportunity to go and be a part of a brand new team in a new country, if you will, was also a really cool experience as well.
I hope we can take a petition started by you and me to get the NBA back in Vancouver. I miss
and
going
Seattle,
to
right? Let's get back in both those cities.
Exactly. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th quarter. Irving way outside. And it's off from 3-point range. And here's Los Angeles. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Leonard on the wing, guarded by Harris. Leonard against Harris. Shot clock at 6. The offensive rebound. Here's Zubac. Second shot opportunity. Back to Leonard. Got it. Good job in the low post. Leonard's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And this is
what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for Los Angeles.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
You know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another to take the right shots.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Kawhi Leonard.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Tell you what, I don't think there's been a single shot that Irving has wanted and didn't get so far.
Jackson against Harden. Deflects the pass. And stolen by Aldridge.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yep, I agree with you. Chalk it up. W in the bag.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
And he lobs it up. And Batum throws it down.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yep, to have a stress-free win on the road, very satisfying. The fans are already headed for the exits.
So the Clippers winning this one easily. All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
CLA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
That's a look at our setting tonight. The pitch. And with pregame.
Hey, Kevin. Giroux.
Terrific. David, thanks. And a couple of injuries among their reserves. I expect their starters guys will be ready to do whatever's needed.
2 players injured. One of their stars out. Something they'll have to dig deep to overcome.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Paul George is out there with Jackson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Batum, and it's Leonard in its small forward. And for the Bucks, Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Middleton in at the 3 spot. DiVincenzo passes to Lopez. Greg, we've got 2 terrific highlight-making teams, both athletic in so many ways.
You know, it makes me hearken all the way back to college, and one of my teammates, Stacey Ogden, one of the greatest athletes I ever played alongside. But we're going to see a lot of his impact in tonight's game.
DiVincenzo finds Middleton. Here's the 3. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Middleton looking it over. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. And here's Los Angeles. Here's Leonard. Misses off the right iron. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul. Milwaukee has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. That one goes. Count it.
Well, guarding Antetokounmpo is really difficult because of how awkward he can get around the floor and how much space he can take up.
Now, here's George. Launches a 3. And Chris Middleton pulls it down.
No, it's early, but going 0 for 4 to start a game can make a team get a little bit tight. You know, altered shots don't show up on the official stat sheet, but as we saw there, he does a great job of doing that as well as collecting the rebound.
For Milwaukee, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball.
When Holiday's hitting shots like that, they're in great shape. He is as consistent as they come from that area on the floor.
Now, here's George. And George with the stop.
Oh, big finish, emphatic.
He hangs on the rim just for good measure. Wow. Middleton against Leonard. Giannis inside. That's tipped. Outside, George down low. Zubac trying to break loose. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by George.
Very easily could have been an and one there. Leonard takes the contact and still maintains the focus to make the score.
DiVincenzo against George. DiVincenzo passes to Lopez. Here's George. And he banks in the layup. George has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Just tough shots just don't bother Paul George. So smooth with it when he gets into his motion.
Here's Holiday. Pass to Lopez. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Antetokounmpo. Pat Connaughton comes in for Chris Middleton. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Dante DiVincenzo. Connaughton. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he'd lay it straight up and in.
Now, here's Kennard. Goes up on the high post. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Bucks have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. The rebound by Patterson. The Clippers in the lead. Here's the break. And the wide open shot from Morris. The 15-footer, good.
This is where Morris can kill you. He's pretty much claimed that in-between game.
Outside Holiday. The feed to Lopez. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Lopez powering through that time.
And here's Rondo. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Shot from 12. Patterson can't get it to go. For Milwaukee, they've gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And Holiday kicks it to Tucker. To the inside. Shoots over Patterson. And he can't bank that one in. Here's Morris. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
And the powerful frame of Morris, difficult to knock him off his rhythm, and there finishing through the contact.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. The Clippers on top. They're up by 3. And we'll be back with you right after this. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
It felt like they knew that there were openings in transition and just wanted to try to feed that, get out quick.
And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. Bobby Portis out there with P.J. Tucker. Then it's Holiday, and it's Forbes in at the 2 spot. Here's Mann, still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And it's the Bucks on the break. Floats it up for Giannis. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Yeah, you could throw that pass just about anywhere, even the top of the square for Giannis to go and get.
Giannis Antetokounmpo has said he doesn't want people calling him the MVP because he doesn't want to relax. He said he fears failure, so he has got to get better.
And so they foul intentionally. Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for the Bucks. Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. And it's Leonard with the jam.
And don't give a cerebral player like Leonard that kind of opening. He'll read that gap.
Bucks trail by 3. Well, Greg, there's been some debate. What do you think? Is Giannis the best player right now in the world?
I tell you what, if there's a conversation, he has to be in it. You know, some people might go with Kawhi, Kevin Durant. He's coming back. LeBron James is there as well. But Giannis is probably the guy to lead that conversation.
Now, here's George. 3-pointer. No good. He has missed 3 of his 5 attempts this game. There's the lob. Antetokounmpo takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Back to Jackson. The 11-footer. Rebound, Milwaukee. And here's the fast break. Giannis leading the way. On the wing, DiVincenzo. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Clippers. Shoots. Batum, good. And the Clippers lead by 3. And so it's Milwaukee with it. Holiday surveying the floor. Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. Shoots over Batum, and there are the Bucks with another bucket. You know, you grew up with aspirations of someday getting into politics. Any current players who you could see maybe taking that same route?
No doubt. There's several guys in today's game. You know, Harrison Barnes has the polish, and I know he's had some thoughts that maybe going in that direction. Teammates nicknamed Malcolm Brogdon the president for his stately demeanor and commitment to affecting change. I absolutely see him trying to have an impact socially moving forward. There's several guys, again, who not only have the voice, but the courage to speak out about things that matter most to them.
Many sharp guys in the NBA. Now, here's Batum. Pass to Zubac. Yep, that one goes in there. Zubac has got the lead up to 5 now for the Clippers.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
1:39 left now here in the second. Outside Holiday. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Smart for Holiday to get that shot off even after the hack from the defense.
A different look for Milwaukee. Lopez comes in for Bobby Portis, and Middleton subbed in for Pat Connaughton. Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Now here's Jackson. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. From deep, George. Rebounded by the Bucks. Giannis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. There's the lob, and Kumbo hammers the alley-oop through.
Oh, an outstanding floor general right there. Holiday has switched between point guard and off guard, and a great feel for when guys are open.
Here's Jackson. Pass to Leonard. Fires the 3. Giannis grabs the miss. Antetokounmpo's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Inside. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Feeling more and more comfortable in this offense. That's just Chris Middleton making a play.
High post, Zubac. Shoots a fader. A putback, and the second chance effort by Jackson. And the Clippers lead by 1.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. Now here's Middleton. Middleton is doubled. The wide open look here for Holiday. The 3-pointer, no good. LA's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Leonard, no luck.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Middleton can't get it to go. Oh, Leonard in position. And it's Leonard with the jam.
Yeah, you don't see many of these opportunities for this team, but Kawhi, one guy who can get up there and get it done.
And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
That's tough because that one's preventable. The defense has nothing to do at all with that turnover.
Here's Leonard, and it's sent back by Lopez. You can't get that one. And a close game so far to the first.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game we have here after a pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. The period came to a close with them holding.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Antetokounmpo, and this game has been everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half. And he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
Yeah, there's not any guy defensively that was bodying him up or contesting the shot. So right now he's feasting.
Setting the floor for the Clippers. They've got Ivica Zubac. Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's George in at the shooting guard.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. And George, here we go.
George is not settling for low percentage plays right now. He's putting the defense in a really tough position.
Now Lopez, he's got 5. Here's Holiday. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Holiday's got 6.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Jackson finds Zubac. Back to Jackson. To the middle. 5 on the clock. Here's Leonard. Zubac trying to break loose. Leonard, no luck. The Bucks trail.
And you go back, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the 15th pick in that 2013 draft. Hindsight, obviously 2020, but I think it's safe to say he should have been drafted a little bit higher.
Yeah, you have so many of those blogs out there that go back and want to redraft classes. Giannis Antetokounmpo back in 2013, I'm pretty sure at this point would be taken number 1.
Los Angeles leading by 3. Lob pass to George. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Antetokounmpo with the ball. Leonard picks him up. The score now all even. Middleton's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Okay, good game plan. Start the second half. 3 of 4 so far from the field.
The 3 from George. Sinks the three-pointer.
He's got a lot to do with the position that they're in. A very smart offensive performance tonight from him.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Here's Giannis. That shot off, so Los Angeles will take it the other way. It's deflected. Lopez right side. He's looking for Giannis and finds him. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Zubac. And the Bucks making a change here. Donaton's checked in. I'm glad we got to see the mobile 1 block once more. What a play.
The defensive awareness, the timing, when you have to face a defender that can reject you like that, it can alter your approach.
Morris against Middleton to the paint. And Los Angeles with some changes. Luke Kennard comes in for Nicholas Batum. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for George. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. He's got 14, and the wing jumper offline.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Middleton for 3. It's stolen by Rondo, and pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Here's Mann. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. The layup missed. And he lobs it up toward the rim. And here we go. Rondo heading to the hoop. Lays it in off the breakaway. Rondo's got the lead up to 5 now for the Clippers.
Great execution in the transition game. You can count on Rondo to run the break and find a way to capitalize.
Very little resistance against that throwdown.
Nope, not what they want to see in a game this close, Greg.
On one side, inspiration. On the other, devastation.
Here's Mann. Kennard on the wing. Covered by Giannis. 6 on the shot clock from outside the arc. And the rebound goes to Lopez.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
54 seconds left to play in the third. Here's DiVincenzo. And that one barely misses as he draws contact. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
Dante DiVincenzo taking 2 shots.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and Involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Portis, he's checked in for Lopez.
Take a break.
P.J. Tucker comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Pat Connaughton. And the first one drops. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. 40 seconds left to play here in the third. Rondo drives in. Good on the shot. Rondo's got 4 this quarter.
And that occasional brilliance of Rondo on display here, somehow, some way, figuring out a way to score through the contact.
DiVincenzo finds Tucker. Just 5 to shoot. Milwaukee needs to get off a shot here. Here's Forbes. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Three-quarters of play in a close game here. Los Angeles on top, up 3. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. They've got P.J. Tucker. He's out there with Chris Middleton. Portis is out there with Holiday. And it's Forbes in at the shooting guard position. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. And he commits the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And some changes here for the Bucks. Brook Lopez is checked in for Bobby Portis. Giannis Antetokounmpo comes in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Bryn Forbes. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Zubac is checked in for Morris. And so Giannis will bring it up for the Bucks. They trail by 1. They now take the lead.
Well, Drew Holiday right now has the pull-up, Jay, on lockdown. He's as efficient as it gets pulling up off the dribble.
Rondo scanning the floor. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Well, as we move into the fourth, it's been an even game.
Guys, teams have exchanged the lead 5 times thus far.
Middleton dishes to Antetokounmpo. And they double up Giannis. Kicks it down to Middleton. Ball's knocked loose, but they'll get another chance. Giannis inside. He's covered by Rondo. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Los Angeles. Jackson comes in for Rajon Rondo. Offensive rebound. Lopez passes to Middleton. George against DiVincenzo. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession.
Looked like a simple play and turned into a turnover. Can't give away possessions like that.
Bucks have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Outside, Antetokounmpo. It's good. That's 8 baskets for him now. 8 for 15 shooting.
Well, this is where Giannis does all of his damage. He gets inside the paint, has the size to work you back, and then stretch out and score.
Zubac against Lopez. Zubac, that's good. And the Clippers lead by 1. We've seen some great competition in this one.
Yeah, 7 already in the game, and I think it shows you how well these two teams match up with one another.
And Giannis gets it to go. Giannis has got 4 points now in the quarter.
As Giannis has grown in his physical stature, widening those shoulders, having more strength, these are the kind of plays that make all that hard work pay off.
Now, here's George. Jacks up a three. Nailed from three-point land.
He's a guy that lives for a big moment like that. Great focus and courage in the clutch.
Here's Holiday. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
That's how to protect the rim without fouling. Force him into an awkward release and a bit of an adjustment on the layup.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. The Bucks have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Here's Antetokounmpo, and it's good, 2 points. Giannis has got the game tied up here for the Bucks.
Giannis Antetokounmpo is a star in this league, and more the team trusts him in those moments.
Zubac finds Jackson. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Good.
That's why you turn to Paul George. These moments are for PG.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Antetokounmpo against Batum. The kick out to Holiday. Stolen by Jackson. And now the Clippers on the break. George with the ball. Stolen by Middleton. And now here comes Antetokounmpo leading the break.
Whoa. The solo alley-oop? That's not something we see too often.
Timed perfectly. Caught the defense totally off guard. DiVincenzo against George. Bucket is good.
Well, your best players want to take on the burden come clutch time, and Paul George carrying the weight right now.
Here's Giannis.
That is world class.
Love seeing that there. A huge possession, and he nets it.
52 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. George against DiVincenzo. And George, here we go. Yes!
Pretty cool that Paul George came to the game on a rocket ship because he's on another planet right now.
Outside Holiday. Good! A huge shot to tie it up.
And really, that is a tremendous shot by Holiday there. His team really has momentum now.
29 seconds left to play in the final quarter. George against DiVincenzo. Leonard kicks to George. Shot clock at 5. 16 feet away. Yes!
And they still have a foul to give at this point.
Here's Giannis. Kicks it down to Middleton. For the tie. Oh, he had a chance there to send it to overtime, but they come up empty-handed. David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for...
arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. They've got Paul George. Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Jackson in at the point guard position. And for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the 3, the small forward. Now McCollum, after the missed 3 from Damian Lillard. Shot clock at 3, fires the 3. Again, the miss by Lillard.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
The shot by George, wide open. Zubac kicks to George. Pass to Batum. George against McCollum. Tries again. And it's George again missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And how about this stat? Over the course of Robert Covington's career, over 60% of his shots coming from long range.
And Greg, the prototypical 3-and-D guy, you almost want to reverse it because defense has been the pivot point for Robert Covington's emergence as a player in this league.
Powell with the steal.
You know, anticipation is a huge part of defense, and he played it perfectly right there.
Back to Lillard. He feeds it to Nurkic. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Nothing going right on the offensive end. 0 for 4 from the field.
Here's Leonard, and the layup's good off the glass.
Well, speed, intelligence, touch. Kawhi Leonard has it all.
The Trailblazers have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Here's Covington. That shot off. Great D that time from Batum. Now the Clippers moving it up. And here's Leonard from 3. The putback, and George able to finish.
It's a lengthy list of skill that Paul George brings to the table every night. The offensive glass is just one aspect of a terrific game.
Now here's Lillard. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. That shot, no good.
Let's give some credit to the defense for how they're guarding this guy right now because they're refusing to let him get comfortable.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Good work there as it goes.
And part of what makes Dame special, he can pour it in working off the ball. Rare to see a point guard who finds points without the rock in their hands.
And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his first foul for the Trailblazers. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. The Clippers also changing it up. Patterson comes in for Nicholas Batum. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson. And the Trailblazers making a change here. Jones is checked in. And there's the call on Jones. That is his first foul of the game.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
I'm sure you've got a list, Greg, of players you've visited with over the years who you really enjoy spending some time with and talking to.
I mean, there's so many, Kevin. A couple guys, and there is a little bias as a point guard, but Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Chris Paul are 3 guys that, you know, I enjoy sitting down and talking shop with. Giannis, witnessing his journey to greatness, all the while he remains humble and really appreciates his position. So several of these guys, I'm also not just an analyst, partner, but a fan and a big fan of theirs.
You are a fan indeed.
Well, he soars to the rim to finish off that alley-oop. Patterson playing way above the cylinder.
1:16 left in the first. Simons, the pass to Jones. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Los Angeles shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. And that one falls for Rondo.
And there's no denying that Rondo is a wizard with the ball, exceptional at exploiting holes in the defense.
1:02 left in the first quarter of the game. Simons surveying the D. Here's Anthony, and again it's Portland converted.
You know, what you like about Melo cutting off the pick and roll is that he's patient with how he moves, just to make sure the path is there for him to get to the ball.
Now here's Rondo. Pass to Kennard. To the inside. Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
Trailblazers trail by 4. And here is Anthony. 29 seconds left to play in the first. Cantor. Back to Anthony. 6 to shoot. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Patrick Patterson.
You know, he's so tough to defend without fouling. Melo puts the defenders in tough spots.
And Anthony drops them both.
Well, this guy has multiple ways to get to the free throw line, and boy, has his stroke been on the money.
Rondo kicks to Kennard. Dishes to Patterson. It's stolen by Jones. Here's Simons. The shot's good from Cantor.
Well, that's the catch-and-shoot ability of Enes Kanter. Always gets himself squared.
And that one released in time, but no good. It's all tied in Portland. And well, before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He credits his upbringing when
I think it comes from being.
And that's the kind of support, Greg, he gives his teammates on and off the floor.
And, you know, guys naturally trust him. They believe in him, and he typically comes through when they need him.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance here, boys, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
Well, going to the bench early, they obviously knew what they were doing.
As a coach, I think you get a certain feel for what your team needs. And credit this guy for not waiting around. He went ahead and made the adjustment.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got got Rajon Rondo. Morris is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's man in at the 2 spot. Here's Simons after the basket by Los Angeles. Pass to Cantor. Here's Simons. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Great look, but off the mark. Now Patterson. He's got 6. That one falls. Patterson's got 8 points.
Well, I think this is where they'd like to see Patrick Patterson be effective, get his points in tight, make nice, efficient moves to the rim.
Powell inside. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Clippers leading by 4. Rondo with it. The pass to Patterson. Back to Rondo. Floats one up. Good work defensively by Anthony.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
Simons, nice persistence to chip it back up and in.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Man can't hit. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. And the pass to Powell. Passes it to Simons. Back to Powell. Shoots. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Powell's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, on the catch and shoot, Norman Powell ready to rise and fire.
Rondo passes to Patterson. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Here's Simons. The dish to Cantor. Fires from deep. The rebound by Patterson.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Morris, no good.
Boy, he'll usually knock it down if he's left that wide open. Just comes up empty.
Simons, the pass to Carmelo. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Anthony's got it all tied up now for the Trailblazers.
Boy, how well does he use his frame to hold off the defense? Melo with the strong finish.
Outside Rondo. Pass to Patterson. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That's his first foul. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Here's George. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
What a terrific take to the rim. Paul George is just giving it to the defense right now. Tenacious on that drive.
And both free throws good for Paul George. And so Lillard will bring it up for the Trailblazers. Trailing by 2. Now the feed to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Lock at 6. And the rejection by Zubats. Leonard attacking, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
As unassuming as he looks sometimes, Kawhi Leonard finishes with authority off the dribble.
Lillard against Jack. Hammer it home! Hammer it home, baby!
That is authority right there.
Now here's Jackson. No points in the game yet for him. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. The shot by George, no good. Trailblazers have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. And the rejection by Leonard.
Well, the length of Kawhi Leonard twice on the pipes with that 7'3" wingspan.
Lillard left side. Lays it up off the glass. Lillard's got 6.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Zubats. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile 1 block.
And he's all over that shot. Has it read the whole way and gets the position he needs to make a play.
So the clock runs out with the score tied going into. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball. Followed.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. Their biggest deficit was 6 points in the game. And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Patrick Patterson, he's really playing well.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Norman Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the 5 patrolling the paint. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
And how about the confidence right now from Jackson? Not bashful at attacking and drawing attention from there.
Jackson hits both of them. We know how important the draft is, Greg. It can shape an organization. Talk about some of the best draft day deals of the last couple decades. There have been a lot of them.
There have been a few. I mean, just coming to mind here recently. How about when Kawhi was traded to the Spurs? That was a huge get. Go back
George
to how about Kobe going to the Lakers. McHale and Parrish coming to the Celtics. I mean, we've seen that happen quite a bit. And I tell you what, boy, it can really transform a franchise's future.
Here's Zubats following the score by Damian Lillard. And here's George for three. It's good from long range. He's got 7.
Well, the three-point shooting of Paul George is an important attribute. Because he can put it on the deck, he's got to balance it with that kind of look right there.
Now here's Powell. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Lillard from outside. Up again. There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
They are just killing them on the interior.
The Clippers in the lead. Now here is George. He has 7. On the wing, Jackson. Down low. Covington with the steal. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. Powell. That's good.
Boy, everyone is getting to their spots and then capitalizing. 3 for 4 in the quarter. Beautiful.
High post, Zubac. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. The shot by George, no good.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Lillard misses.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
Boy, when he's this deep, it's going to be tough to stop him, especially with a smaller defender.
McCollum kicks to Lillard. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Lays it up and banks it in. Lillard's got the lead up to 1 now for the Trailblazers.
What strength from Lillard. Just not allowing the defense to have the last word.
And George, here we go. And he gets the bucket. George has got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, as soon as you recognize the size mismatch, you have to attack.
Lillard looking around. And he banks in the layup. And the Trailblazers lead by 1.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
Now here's Batum. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Just 5 to shoot. And he lays in the alley-oop.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson. Using his poise and vision to make a play.
Jackson against Lillard. 59 seconds left in the third. Nurkic with the steal. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Nurkic has got his second basket.
We know this about Robert Covington. He is a team man first and foremost. Pretty pass.
Jackson against Lillard. And Lillard is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Lillard. And then for Los Angeles, Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. It's stolen by Rondo. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. And George, here we go. Here's Leonard. George trying to break free. Leonard, no luck. Portland trailing here. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Here's Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
You know, power and finesse. That is the essence of Carmelo Anthony's offensive brilliance.
Leonard on the wing. And it's Leonard with the jam.
Taking back the lead once more. Give these teams credit. Man, they are battling.
Neither team willing to give an inch and neither able to seize the momentum. This has been a fascinating one to watch.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, we've got Kawhi Leonard. Rajon Rondo is out there with Paul George. Then there's Patrick Patterson, and it's Morris in at the small forward. Cantor's shot is off. The Clippers shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
There's a certain resiliency to this team, and you're starting to see it.
No doubt, keeping it very close. They're going to have to step up even more to get over the hump here.
Lillard, right side, back to Jones. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to 1 in the bucket from Damian Lillard.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
You know, we talk about execution offensively coming down the stretch. To me, it's as important defensively, and they didn't have it.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Here's Cantor. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on George.
It's the size of Cantor that makes him a tough matchup, right? He is so good at finding space inside and forcing the defense to foul him.
And Cantor drops them both. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. In the corner, it's Patterson. They get a hand on it. Morris passes to Rondo. Here's George. Misses off the left iron. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's foul number 2 for him. Portland leading. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Cantor finds Lillard. 6 to shoot. Cantor trying to free himself up.
Well, we call that defensive chops, right? Paul George is draped all over his man. He will not give up anything easy.
And the shot is good.
Well, this guy flat out carrying the load for them offensively. He is taking and making good shots. What a terrific job.
Leonard with the steal. And they call the foul. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Surprise in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Terry Stotts just went over his game plan with his team. He said, we're getting some looks on the 3, but we're not connected. But don't get frustrated. He told them it's a game of ebbs and flows. Keep shooting with confidence, guys.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. McCollum outside. Paul George with the steal. Leonard inside, defended by Covington, and Leonard gets it to go.
When Kawhi Leonard is healthy, he can dominate both ends of the floor. Nice job to finish it there.
And here is Powell. They need this. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's George. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. George has got the lead up to 8 now for the Clippers. Lillard outside. Powell finds Lillard. It's up a three. Kept alive. Here's Nurkic. And here's McCollum for three. Drains the three-pointer. McCollum's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Los Angeles leading by 5. Outside, Batum. Pass to Zubac. Count it.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
And so Lillard will bring it up for Portland. Kicks it out to McCollum. Lillard against Leonard. Nurkic trying to get open. Lillard misses. Nurkic with the steal.
Every second counts now. They can't wait around.
This is the very definition of desperation time. You've got to score every trip.
There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And George, here we go. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Paul George loves delivering when the game is on the line at his absolute best.
And here's McCollum for three. Reggie Jackson with the rebound. Up top, Zubac. Covered by Lillard. Zubac kicks to Jackson. Lets it go with the three. Rebounded by Covington. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Jackson looking around. And that one drops for him.
Now, Paul George is a phenomenal catch-and-shoot guy. Measures the shot before receiving the pass. It's hard to guard.
And so Los Angeles takes the win. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up.